teams. Zimbabwe looking for their first win of the tournament, very dependent upon the Flower brothers with the bat, and the bowling of leg spinner Paul Strang and seamer Heath Streak. While Sri Lanka, they really could be one of the sides to watch out for in this tournament, because if the batting fires, there are very few totals which they won't fancy chasing. Let's pick up the action then early in the Zimbabwean innings.
Nice shot. That could get to the boundary. It's travelling very quickly. The first boundary of the morning. Lovely shot there from Andy Flower. Last ball of the over, taking 4 runs off Wickramasinghe, and Zimbabwe moved to 13 without loss. Too short on that occasion. Nice shot, well timed. Uses the foot down there in the deep. Nice cricket, beautiful return, well run too by the Zimbabwean batsman. Good piece of cricket all round then.
Once again, the outfield extremely fast. That ball wide outside off stump, and Grant Flower just leaning into it, and the ball racing down. And a good bit of footwork there by Dharmasena down at third man.
Well run. Good quick single. Chaminda Vaas coming through very quickly, and he's given out. Great piece of work there by Chaminda Vaas. Bowling through and he's run out. Umpire Dunn not going for the replay at all, and giving the batsman out. A beautiful piece of work there by Chaminda Vaas. He seemed to be off balance as he delivered the ball, followed through quickly, and what a sad end to the end of Andy Flower. Guy Whittle, the new batsman, coming in at the fall of the first wicket.
One leg.
So let's have a look at this run out from the side on. Just nudges away on the onside, goes through for the quick single. Chaminda Vaas coming through quickly, picks it up, underarms it, and hits the stumps. And yes, you'd have to say, oh, gee, very close indeed.
There's the man at the centre of the controversy. Steve Dunn of New Zealand. He's in operation at Pramodia Wickramasinghe's end. A bit of bounce for Wickramasinghe. And that's a terrific strike. What a shot that is from Guy Whittle, just hitting through the line of the ball. And much the best bit of timing of the day.
Well, that's the best way of playing in the first 15 overs in a one-day game when you have the only 2 players outside the inner circle. That's the best way to do that. That's on the up, ball well pitched up to him, just lifting it with a lot of comfort, and he is over long on. That's very well played.
We have our first change of bowling this morning. We're going to have a look at our Arjuna Ranatunga, who would probably rate himself as the third seamer in this side. There's certainly nobody else who bowls seam up. The others either bowl cutters or spinners.
I would always feel that it's good to have a genuine bowler coming as first change. It's very surprising to see Arjuna Ranatunga, who just rolled his arm over whenever needed, but then he's in a very important role at this moment for Sri Lanka, and I hope he delivers the goods for them.
And that's exactly the way to play him. If he's going to run up and bowl at a very gentle medium pace at this level in the World Cup, he's going to have to expect batsmen to get after him.
That's what I was talking about, Mark, is that you've got to be really penetrative if you're bowling one change, and if you're going to bowl at that slow speed, they're definitely going to be hit over the top.
It's another good strike. Guy Whittle getting forward and hitting away over mid-off, and 4 more. And gone this time, surely must be gone. There was an enormous noise, but Steve Dunn has kept absolutely quiet. Well, what a morning this is for the New Zealand umpire. They simply can't believe it, the Sri Lankans. What do you reckon, Curdy?
Well, as we see it this here on the replay, shots it everywhere up to him, and definite nick. He's definitely played that, and he's out. Wake up, Mr. Dunn.
Well, he's not out. He definitely is not out, because the umpire's finger never went. And Guy Whittle has got away with something, well, we won't say it, but just say he's a bit lucky to still be in. Oh, brilliant running. Absolutely brilliant running. One of the strengths of that was the speed that he ran the first one. Gave himself every chance, and when he saw that the fielder was slow off the mark on the boundary, my word, he made it pay.
Well, when you run the first one fast, definitely put the pressure on the fielder. And on that occasion, they ran really well.
To hurry here. Oh, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And this time, Steve Dunn does in fact call, perhaps as he ought to have done earlier. Absolutely brilliant fielding, Curtis.
That was marvelous, and thank you, Steve Dunn. Better late than never. Calling the third umpire in. As you see, this is a very cheeky single. Played well straight to the fielder, and it was basically the call of the non-striker going behind the wicket-keeper. There we see it's a perfect throw. Correct one. And,
oh, it isn't looking good for Grant Flower here. No, I'm afraid he's gone. And there's Alistair Campbell, come to the crease at number 4 for Zimbabwe.
Great atmosphere here at this ground today, festival-type atmosphere. Always the matches in Colombo, always band around the place. We'll probably find later on in the day there'll be several bands playing. Beautifully struck over the top, no problem, no one out straight. And that's 4 more for Guy Whittle. That's over the top, and that's 4. And Campbell on his way with his first boundary.
It's a good stroke. Nicely placed, backward of square, and 4. And that must be out. And is. Guy Whittle unerringly picking out Sanat Jairusira down there. Jairusira's already made a name for himself this morning with the most brilliant run-out of Grant Flower, and now he has safely pouched Guy Whittle out on the long-on boundary.
Yes, Muralidharan giving that ball a little bit of air. He certainly got his confidence back, and Guy Whittle sensing urgency, going for the big one, and Jayasuriya making no mistake with a comparatively easy catch.
Zimbabwe are now 92 for 3. And Andrew Waller, the new batsman, one of the farmers in the Zimbabwe side, a powerful hitting right-hander, hasn't played in a test match for Zimbabwe, but has played a number of one-day internationals.
Lovely shot, and that's through for 4. Definitely silence greeting it, but 4 it was, and a fine shot. At the end of the over, it's 106-17 for 3. He's placed that well, very well. Terrific shot there from Alistair Campbell. He's doing a fair job. Campbell's done well, but he needs to get this half century now and then move on up the gears. There it is. Excellent knock from Alistair Campbell. And the crowd finally coming alive to the fact that he really has done a job.
this is played really well for the caution and aggression. After the call of 2 wickets came in, batted really well. That's a superb strike rate of 69.44.
So when you look at totals on this ground, Mark, been 15 one-day internationals being played here, and 242 the highest total, and that was made by India back in 1985. Never been a century made here on this ground in one-day internationals. Salim Malik, the highest scorer down here with 93 not out. And that was made last year. Big hit. That sounds like 6 off the bat. That is a huge hit into the crowd. A magnificent hit there for 6 runs by Waller, coming down the wicket. Picked it up on the half volley and plonked it right out over that mid-wicket boundary for the first, I think, the first 6 of the day.
It certainly is, Keith, and have a look at the shimmy of the feet here. This was the strength of this stroke. Very quick to get to the pitch of the ball. just a little shimmy, and he got right through it with his hands. Wonderful timing, and big strong forearms there.
Bowling, Jayasuriya picking up the wicket with his last ball of the over. Very good over. Just a couple of runs from it. Waller once again looking for that big 6 out over deep mid-wicket. It was through him just a little too quickly, and well bowled by Jayasuriya.
Yeah, it really was well bowled. This has been a clever over from Jayasuriya. That's the sort of ball he'd followed with Waller with earlier in the over. And Waller looking to hit across the line, paying the price. A useful innings, and Jayasuriya ends it with a fast, wide of the crease ball that followed it. So, 160 for 4, Zimbabwe.
Craig Evans, the new batsman coming out of the crease, replacing Andrew Waller, who was out bowled by Jayasuriya. Very nicely deceived on that occasion, going very wide. Doesn't give it much air, pushes it right into the wicket, doesn't get much spin, mind you. And Waller looking for the big hit and comprehensively beaten there, collecting middle and leg stump. So excellent over there, put him under pressure early on in the over, not giving him any easy runs, and really hitting that stump cam there. And Waller, the end of a 68-run partnership between he and Campbell. One of the great things about cricket these days, the banners around all over the world. Delicate sweep shot, got a little bottom edge into it. Singh won't be able to stop at 4 runs. Nice shot. Gives himself a bit of room. He's got onto that one, hit it exceptionally well. 4 runs.
He did pretty well there, Craig Evans, because Singh saw him charging, saw him making a bit of room too. Got the full toss. It's not always easy to time a full toss when you've run at it, and he did a pretty good job.
Damasena again. Nice placement, well timed again. Gee, strong in that area. Put Wickramasinghe away for 4 in the previous over. Great placement in that shot.
So he's going for the slog, and he's got it up in the air now, and it out. The end of Campbell.
Yes, that was a good catch there by Muralidharan. Was it? Yes, it was Muttai Muralidharan. The ball went way up in the air. Campbell going for the slog. The Heath got it edge, sort of a slice shot. It went way behind into the fine leg area. Muralidharan called and hung on to a very good catch.
And a good job he did call too. With Aravinda was on his way, but Campbell's on his way now. The 76, a fine innings. Zimbabwe 194 for 5. Heath Streak, the new batsman, and big fella he is. Those who watched Hampshire during the past season before will know all about that. He's there because of this. Campbell once more going for the big hoik, and this time it was his undoing. Muralidharan watching it well. In the end, he took it very low down.
Yes, that's Muralidharan going round and round, and held it very, very low down. It's a good catch. The ball did go very up in the air.
The run rate only creeping up. It needs to be accelerating more than it is for them to have a real chance here.
Zimbabwe unable to get the big ones. They can't get the boundaries. The Sri Lankans have been defending them very, very well. They've got chaps with good arms in the boundaries, and they've been cutting the 2s to 1s, really.
They've got hold of that. Improvised well, and it's through. Better shot there from Streak.
That was a great shot by Streak.
End of the over, 212 for 5. Another couple. Oh, well, 2 bits of misfielding there, and it's cost them another run. End of the over, 223 for 5. No, it's going to be mighty close at both ends. But Keller with round and misses. And it's through for a leg by.
It was sticking to that off stump all the time and not straying one bit.
The stump's being missed narrowly twice. First by the bowler with a deflection off the pad, and then by fellow fouler. Lost that. And this should be out. Yes, it is.
A very well judged catch by Aravinda de Silva, keeping his eyes on the ball right up to the last and finishing the catch to a nicety. A very good effort.
Heath Streak not getting hold of it. Top edge, and it was cut, and he watched it well.
Aravinda de Silva calling out. There's in the picture now and finishing the catch. Very well judged.
So Zimbabwe with 2 balls left, 2:27 for 6. So a chance for Strang to make a name for himself as a batsman here. Good bowling. He's bowled well throughout. So that's the end of the 50 overs for Zimbabwe.
Well, 228 for 6, a pretty reasonable score, which would have left Zimbabwe with hopes of causing an upset. And for once, it wasn't the Flowers. After they were both run out, Alistair Campbell held it all together with that 75, which included 7 fours. As for the bowling, Vaas, the pick of them for Sri Lanka, and Muralitharan will have been happy to get through his 10 overs without any no-balling incidents.
It stopped, it would have definitely in a normal procedure, normal game, it would have been 4 wide because it went so far wide of the first slip, as you see here. Ball angling and still going further away from the left-hander. And well tried by the wicket-keeper. Unfortunately, 4 runs.
Had to be nearly Superman to take that one, Curdy. But what a terrible... don't tell me that the ball's gone for 4 and we've already got an injury. He's probably cramped up. Had the pads on throughout the Zimbabwe innings. Kalu Widarama down there, probably cramped up, one would think. Should be out. Caught at mid-on. Kalu Widarama are out. First ball. Hobbling off the ground now. Not only is he injured in the leg area, but also he's out. First ball, going for the hook shot. Well bowled by Heath Streak. It was just on him too quickly and hold out to mid-on. Great start by Zimbabwe.
Yeah, that definitely is a very good ball. Bowling with a lot of shoulder and power into the ball. Tries to pull him onto the onside. Doesn't connect well. Top edges it straight to mid-on for a simple catch. So it's Sri Lanka 5 for 1.
Gurusingha, the new batsman, coming in with enormous pressure now on this Sri Lankan innings. Real sacrifice of this wicket.
Well, there was no movement in the feet at all. He neither went across to play that shot, and that is the reason he was absolutely out of position, as you see here.
In the air, safe. He's nudged it nicely. Should have enough carry to take it for 4. These are the tactics that Jayasuriya likes to employ early on in these overs.
Well, there was Jayasuriya trademark written all over it. As the run pitched on the off stump, a lot of width to him. He picks it up on the rise over the top, as he's known for, famous for such shots over the top, 2 bounces into the fence.
Plenty of batting to come for Sri Lanka. Aravinda de Silva, the next man in. Out, bowled. Probably got an inside edge back onto it, and this is really is an amazing start by Zimbabwe. He's moved it nicely, brought it back in. He showed in previous couple of overs that he could do that and troubled the left-hander.
Well, this is where they got to bowl all the time if they want to really pick up the wickets, because they can't afford to be wavered. As we see, that ball was angling away from the batsman, wanting to cut it past slip, got a thick inside edge and is bowled. And we find that Jayasuriya, going back to the pavilion, bowled straight for 6.
And 2 for 23. For one of the heroes of this Sri Lankan team, Aravinda de Silva. Warm welcome as he came out into the ground, but you get the feeling that it's not quite getting to the desperate stage, but well bowled by Heath Streak.
Well, that was exactly the ball that both the bowlers should be bowling at. To the left-handers, the one pitching on the off stump, coming in slightly, taking the thick inside edge and bowling him.
Not while Aravinda plays shots like that. Fabulous, just short of the length, over the top, 6.
That is absolutely the best of Aravinda de Silva. He played an innings in England last summer in the Benson and Hedges Cup final when he gave the Lancashire bowlers some terrific hammer. And one of the features was these short-of-the-length deliveries that he picked up and pulled away over square leg and mid-wicket. And the timing and the balance, the execution of that shot is a delight to watch. Zimbabwe might have to think about a field change here. They've got 6 offside and 3 leg side. Gurusingha's getting a long way across his stumps, looking to work the ball into the mid-wicket and square leg area.
Unbelievable attempt. Charlie Locke throwing himself at that. And that really was one of the pieces of fielding of the whole tournament.
That was a fantastic effort from Locke down at long leg. Gurusingha has hit this full pace and flat. And Locke takes off, both feet off the ground. That ball's going at a tremendous pace. If you don't pick that up on the television screen, I can assure you that Gurusingha's hit it out of the screws.
Up in there that time, just clear as well, and it's through for 4. And this is phenomenal stuff. But that bit of fielding from Charlie Locke, I mean, technically it's a catch, but... And it looked like he caught it, but just as his shoulders and body hit the ground, it just shook it out.
Big hit straight down the ground. Won't be 6, but should bounce to the boundary for 4. And real pressure on the Zimbabweans here. Stephen Peel, the off spinner, just floating it up. Gurusingha going with the flight of the ball and hoiking it over mid-off for 4 runs.
That was an excellent shot by Gurusingha, coming down the pitch and hoiking it over the long off, the mid-off really, and 1 bounce or 2-3 bounces to the boundary.
A strange action, Stephen Peel. Look at that last little delivery with the hand. Off the back foot, puts him away behind point. Gurusingha taking some toll of some loose bowling. This is left and right-handed combination, making the umpires and the field work overtime. Down the ground, it was on the cards. That should be 6. It's got enough carry. It is 6. Beautifully struck by Gurusingha, hitting with the wind. Peel just floating it up to him. Not a great deal of work on the ball, and you really had the feeling that Gurusingha was waiting for that delivery.
Once again, Gurusingha coming down the wicket, a full face of the bat, and hitting it right over the bowler into the stand for 6.
Lovely looking shot. Vintage De Silva.
That's the shot of the match. That's the perfect cover drive, perfect example for any youngster watching, loves this game. Up right on top of the ball, he's moved across. I've only just see that. It's perfectly played between the gaps of 4.
And while De Silva's going like this, they'll be going like that. Monster shot from Gurusingha, and it's 6.
That's an effortless shot. He just waited that ball too short and too slow for him. Just was waiting for the ball in position to flick it over mid-wicket. He didn't have to even hit it over square leg. He just, with a lot of comfort in ease, a lot of elegance in that shot. Turning around, playing it straight into the sands. Look at that. Absolutely marvelous. Treat to watch.
First bad ball, and he gets punished. He's got to try and eliminate that if he's going to keep them afloat. But Sri Lanka move on after 20 overs, 114 for 2. That's over the top. The men out are square and behind. That's right over the top, and it's another 6 for Gurusingha.
That's a marvelous shot. Went parallel over the ground into the fence. And that again was well pitched up delivery to him. And Gurusinghe was right in position to play that shot, a gentle medium pace. Great all bowling with mid-off inside the circle and hit with so much of ease. And Gurusinghe has definitely delighted the crowd, has played some lovely cricket.
And the Sri Lankans have an unerring knack. Whenever a new bowler comes on, they welcome him in no uncertain fashion. And it's happened again. Half century and 72 deliveries. 3 sixes, 4 fours. And there's the century partnership. And they've done a terrific job.
Definitely, they got Sri Lanka into commanding position with some lovely batting.
So evenly distributed. De Silva getting the lion's share early on. And now Gurusinghe taking out the challenge. Silva on 46. He's got that away, and that could well be his half century. Indeed it is. Wonderful, wonderful bat.
And that's a superb 50 by Aravinda. The class shows that wasn't a bad ball. It was a good length delivery. Pitch fell up to him. He improvised his strokes. Just went back on that delivery. Just look at that, pitching perfect length. Just improvising on it. Placing it past point.
2 all. That's gone in the air. But right between the two fielders. That's another 6 for Gurusinghe. His 4th 6.
That's a loose delivery. A full toss, a juicy full toss. A gift accepted by Gurusinghe. Goes down on one knee and backs it over mid-wicket. It was Aravinda de Silva who took the mantle in the beginning, and now it's Gurusinghe who's got on the job.
And again, hasn't really timed that perfectly, but it's good enough, just over the ropes. Sean Davis, the man at long on, he went in initially. Perhaps if he stayed back, he'd had a better effort at it. But that's the 5th 6 for Gurusinghe.
Another beautiful example. Just going down on the wind feet. Trying gliding that one up. Again, beautifully hit over long on. It's carnival cricket out here.
And we're going to have a third umpire decision from square leg. We think that the umpire at the bowler's end has turned down the LBW appeal, Mahmood Shah, and the umpire at square leg, Steve Dunn. Have a look at this for a sharp bit of work by Andy Plough. Well, that's going to need a second replay, I think. We've got a... Well, I reckon there's enough doubt there for the umpire to be able to say not out myself, if there's benefit of the doubt.
Yes, I think the umpire did agree with you, Mark. Certainly there was a lot of doubt there, and the batsman, De Silva, getting the benefit of that.
The Sri Lankans have imposed themselves upon Zimbabwe. They threatened to do it so often in Australia and managed to on occasions in the recent triangular tournament there when they performed very creditably. And look at that. It's a wonderful shot. 6 more. This time from Aravinda de Silva, making enough room there to get his arms at the ball, getting down the pitch with his feet, and really lovely timing over wide long on.
Great striker of the ball. This is a coming down the wicket, playing that right over the long on boundary.
And that's almost the best of the lot. It really is the most wonderful clean strike. He's got his hands through the ball. Wonderfully straight bat, and Gurusinghe is on fire here at the Sinhalese Sports Club.
A glorious shot there by Gurusinghe, absolutely spectacular. Coming down the pitch, a full flow, completing it in great style right onto the side screen.
And that's out. Yes, that is out. Can't imagine what happened there to Gurusinghe. He just seemed to be strolling it. Well, that's a lazy run, and he's missed out on the real opportunity there. A really good inning has come to an end. What a desperate disappointment for Gurusinghe. He seemed to hit that nicely. Set off on the single. halfway down he thought he had no problem. The throw came in, missed the stumps, and he's stricken the sweep of bails off. Well, that's a great disappointment. 87 and a really good innings from the Sanka Gurusingha. We saw an array of strokes all around the wicket, off front and back foot, and some terrific strikes over the top. He's in front of his home crowd, as Ranjit Fernando just told you. Couldn't have been happier. Sri Lanka, 195 for 3. New batsman is Arjuna Ranatunga, and he's here because of some good work at mid-on from Edo Brandes, and sadly the dismissal of the Sanka Gurusingha. We've got a change in the commentary box, and to talk you through that dismissal, Keith Stackpole and Kurdi Azad.
It's a pity there that the Guru has missed out on the 100 because he really did deserve it.
That's very nicely cut. Shot ball giving a lot of room. Straight to Aravinda de Silva, goes back and plays it with so much of poise and elegance to backward point for 4 runs.
Well, 87, the Devil's number, not worrying Aravinda de Silva. Right over the top of it. Great placement once again.
Well, that's Yorker Linton area. Aravinda de Silva wanting to play across the line. The ball angled into him. And the declared leg before by umpire Steve Dunn.
Yes, look, absolutely plumb. Be interesting to see on the replay if that's the way it also looks. But from where we are, just to the onside of the wicket, looked as though it was coming in. Aravinda de Silva was well pitched up. But a great innings by him, a standing ovation. He's one of their heroes here. Streak coming back after a couple of bad deliveries, hit on the back leg. There was a certain amount of drift in it, but umpire Dunn not hesitating too long there. And the end of Aravinda de Silva, an excellent innings, 209 for 4.
And at the fall of Aravinda de Silva's wicket, Hassan Tilakratne, left-handed batsman, a good stroke play, and he's here because of this.
Yes, and as so often happens after a good partnership, one batsman goes and quickly followed by the other. Aravinda de Silva out, excellent strike rate there, 91 from 86 balls, great start in this World Cup for him.
A lot of room outside the off stump, and Ranatunga quick to pounce on that opportunity. Just goes back and cuts it beautifully past the diving point for 4. So scores level, and the crowd in absolute jubilant mood. What a convincing victory this is going to be for Sri Lanka. Full toss outside the off stump, play to third man for a single. It's all over. It's all over for Zimbabwe in this game. Fantastic out cricket by the Sri Lankan side. Fantastic batting by Aravinda de Silva and Gurusingha, who came in when 2 quick wickets had fallen for the score at 23. They took on, had a superb partnership of 172 runs, highest ever for any wicket by a Sri Lankan pair. And Arjuna Ranatunga must be really happy with the boys.
What a devastating performance by Sri Lanka's batsmen. At 23 for 2, Zimbabwe must have thought they were in with a great chance. But that stand of 172 between Gurusingha and Aravinda de Silva put paid to that idea, and de Silva was named man of the match. The bowling story for Zimbabwe were disappointing, especially for Heath Streak, who took some terrible punishment.